Detective Henrik Larson of the Copenhagen Police Department had seen his fair share of mysteries, but none quite like the one that landed on his desk that fateful night. It was a bitter winter evening, the kind that seemed to freeze time itself, when the phone rang in the quiet confines of his office. "Detective Larson," he answered, his voice cutting through the silence. "Detective, you must come quickly," a panicked voice pleaded on the other end. It was Larson's informant, Jens, a streetwise character with a knack for sniffing out trouble. "What is it, Jens?" Larson asked, his senses sharpening. "It's the midnight caller," Jens whispered, the words heavy with fear. The midnight caller. The name sent shivers down Larson's spine. For months, Copenhagen had been plagued by a series of chilling phone calls in the dead of night, each one more cryptic than the last. The callers spoke in riddles, taunting the police with clues that led nowhere. Larson grabbed his coat and rushed out into the frigid night, the echo of Jen's warning ringing in his ears. Racing through the icy streets of Copenhagen, he arrived at the scene, a nondescript apartment building cloaked in darkness. Inside, the air was heavy with anticipation as Larson and his team gathered around the phone, waiting for it to ring. Minutes turned into hours, but the silence remained unbroken. Just as Larson began to lose hope, the phone finally rang, its shrill tone slicing through the tension like a knife. With trembling hands, he answered the call, his heart pounding in his chest. "Detective Larson," a voice whispered on the other end, sending a chill down his spine. "Who are you?" Larson demanded, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through his veins. "I am the midnight caller," the voice replied, sending a wave of dread washing over Larson. "What do you want?" Larson pressed, his grip tightening on the receiver. "To play a game," the midnight caller hissed, the words dripping with malice. Larson knew he was in a deadly game of cat and mouse, with the lives of innocent people hanging in the balance with every clue. He edged closer to unraveling the mystery of the midnight caller's identity. As dawn broke over the city, Larson made a breakthrough, following a trail of breadcrumbs that led him to a shadowy figure lurking in the depths of Copenhagen's underworld. In a dramatic showdown, Larson confronted the midnight caller, bringing an end to their reign of terror once and for all. As he stood victorious amidst the chaos, Detective Henrik Larson knew that no matter how dark the night, the light of justice would always prevail in the end.